Good evening and welcome to City National Arena for what will be the last game in the UNLV Skating Rebels regular season as they take on the Arizona Wildcats. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining us. Big game for UNLV as they, of course, want to go into the national tournament on a high note. And a big game also for Arizona is not only do they want to go in the tournament on a high note, but they also want to avenge last night's 5-3 loss. Starting lineups tonight for UNLV. It will be Hetzel, Lawson, Brask, Mayer, and Plonsky. In goal tonight, Ben Geisbrick. Geisbrick 9-4 on the season from the Victoria, British Columbia. For Arizona, it'll be Westland, Cusinelli, Rowe, Olsen, and Olnick. And back in goal tonight is Anthony Chiro. And here we go from City National Arena as UNLV tries to shot in, right in on Chiro early, and Chiro makes the early save. UNLV trying to go 21-9 on the season. Behind Chiro is Lawson. Lawson skating with some speed. Nobody in the slot area, so he just takes it around. Slapper gets in on Chiro, and he makes his second save. Still battle there in the corner. Brask wraps it around the boards, chased there by Lawson. Cross-checking the back by Rowe, little love tap. Of course, no call on that as the soft keeps it in the offensive zone for UNLV. Fought there by Brask. And puck pinned along the corner just right of Chiro. It goes in back of him now as Arizona collects the puck. Olnick collects and dumps it up finally out of the zone. UNLV, two early shots as we're just a minute into the game. Now puck trickles in and back of Chiro. Chiro goes out to play it. UNLV having a hard time keeping it in the zone. Or UNLV, or Arizona rather, having a hard time getting it out of the zone. And now they finally do. Flip up in the air, nobody for UNLV to catch it. As Kozubski tries to fight the puck and poke it into the Arizona end to no avail. UNLV has to go back and collect. Arizona yet to register a shot on goal. Barely 2 minutes and a few seconds gone by. Here's Toronto. Toronto looked like he was trying to set up a backhand pass, but good job there by Lawson to deny him. Back out to the point. Slapper and a deflection. Doesn't get to Chiro. Shot there by Robin from a bad, or check that. Shot by Brett from a bad angle. Doesn't get in on Chiro. And UNLV early on is buzzing. There's the Rebels up through center ice. Throws it in on Chiro. Deflected wide. And Fink goes to pick it up for the Rebels. Throwing it around to Pearson in front, and a save by Chiro. And Fink was all alone in front looking for the loose puck. As Fink made a great pass to the crease area. But Chiro was there to make the save, and that's UNLV's fourth shot. And not only do they have 4 shots, all 4 shots were the quality opportunities. As Pearson will take the draw against Griffith in the Arizona end. Arizona wins the draw back to Olnick. Olnick wraps it out and finally gets it out of his own end, but yeah, whistle blows. So 17-12 to go, first period. No score from City National Arena. Another fantastic crowd, as they have been all season long. And this is a final send-off before UNLV and Arizona go to Columbus. Face-off in the UNLV end on the left dot, won by Arizona. As Rowe controlled and tried to get it up. Nobody was there to get the pass. Along the right-hand side, puck goes loose for a second. No Rebel there to jump on it. Here's Arizona and a steam and wrister in on Geisbrick by Larson. And Geisbrecht was able to make a relatively easy save. I don't think Larson got all of that, but that was the first shot on goal for the Wildcats tonight. Geisbrecht jumped on that puck. Geisbrecht comes into the game 9-4, as we mentioned. A sparkling goals against average of 2.31. The save percentage at 9.916, or 91.6% of the time. A shot and a save, and a great feed in front. As Province was trying to jam it home, but again, Chiro, who looked like he had a good night's sleep, made the save. So we'll talk about it. I know we talked about it last night. There was icing calls, so the faceoff is coming down back into the Arizona end. We talked about it last night about the ACHA National Championships, March 8th through the 13th in Columbus, Ohio, and we'll give you the schedule for that again. There's Daniels and Meyer taking the faceoff for, or check that. Got thrown out of the faceoff circle. So we had two new participants. UNLV wins the draw for a minute. Arizona takes it away. Big hit there by Ruiz. Love to see that. Another hit by Ruiz. Love to see that out of Trevor. Last night, Trevor got on the scoreboard. We're going to have a penalty here. We'll see exactly what it is. Looks like it's going to be on the Rebels, and it looks like Arizona's going to their first power play. So Ruiz last year played on the Division II team and then stuck around and played this year on the Division I team, made the team, and looks like Daniels is going to box for 2 minutes. So Arizona's going to be on the power play here with the opportunity to draw first blood. 16:05 to go, first period, no score. Face-off taken by Arizona for a minute. Well, less than a minute. Now back out to the point. There's Osmond. Osmond's kind of shot in on Geisbrecht, and he makes the save. Osmond's kind of the quarterback on the power play as he was last night, and UNLV controls in the low slot area and finally is able to get it out of the zone as Arizona had pressure in the UNLV end for a good 25 seconds or so. Puck out of play, 15:41 to go first period, no score between UNLV and Arizona. Face-off will be down in the UNLV end. UNLV will play on the first day of the tournament on the 8th. Here's Osmond, slapper and a save by Geisbrecht. Big shot from the left point by Osmond, and that's why he's out there. You can tell he's got a cannon from that spot. And Geisbrecht got down as UNLV still trying to clear it. 1:17 to go in the power play. 15:21 to go first period. Still scoreless. As Williams applying pressure and UNLV finally to clear it out, and they're going to take a change. Back to get it for Arizona is Osmond. Osmond on up to Olsen. Dumps it into the corner. And the hitting started a lot sooner tonight than it did yesterday, but when it got going, it certainly was a factor in the end. Wrister wide of Geisbrecht. Geisbrecht guarding the right post. Arizona still in control. 32 seconds to go in the power play. And UNLV is not going to be able to clear it. Maybe an offensive opportunity. Race it down the ice is Brett. Brett shoots it just wide. Back out to Arizona. Arizona back in transition. Here's Smythe. Smythe dumps it in the corner, and it's deflected and back out. So UNLV is going to kill off their first power play. Or UNLV is going to kill off Arizona's first power play. 1 second to go. And Arizona back into the UNLV end, just shoots it in deep, doesn't get to Geisbrecht. If UNLV now in control, out through the neutral zone. A wrister and a shot just wide. Chance there from Plonsky. Plonsky had an opening. Now he gets back out of the point. Bouncing puck doesn't get to Chiro. Rebels desperately trying to keep it in the Arizona zone. unfortunately unable to do so as it goes back down and back of Geisbrecht. Back to chase it for UNLV is Schlitt. Schlitt tries to dump it up to Pearson. Schlitt likes to take the puck and throw it in the air and hope a forward comes down with it. Here's Fink. Fink looking for Kozubski in the middle. Can't find him. So they're still back out to the perimeter, and Schlitt is unable to keep it in the zone. So UNLV has to go back to get the puck. I'm not sure Arizona's as aggressive as they were last night. They really came out in the first and second period and dared UNLV to make 2 or 3 consistent passes to get it into their offensive zone. Puck back out to Fink. Fink over to Asaf. Asaf tried to get a wrist shot off on Chiro. And that was deflected wide, and Chiro never got to him. Geisbrecht comes out to play the puck. 12:34 to go, first period, still scoreless. Here comes the Rebels, possibly in a 3-on-2 with good positioning. As Sachs couldn't beat his man in front, backhander and a save by Chiro. Good centering pass, Kozubski had an opportunity. Had to get that puck up a little bit. Wasn't able to do so, but nonetheless it got in on Chiro, who had to make another big save. I would say of the 5 shots or the 5 saves that Chiro has had to make tonight, all 5 of them have been a quality chances as it jumps back into Chiro, and Kozubski's having a few words with Osmond. He's still looking back at him, kind of jawing back and forth, saying we'll see each other later in the game. Face-off taken down in the Arizona end. Shot in on Chiro, and another one. The second one doesn't get to Chiro. First one was a save, but it bounced away. Now here's Arizona in the transition. And Smythe dumps it down low, and UNLV just goes back and gets it. Rebels through the neutral zone. Head of speed, could have a 2-on-1 shot, and a shot to score! Victor Brask takes the rebound, and a wide open net as Chiro was out of position. And as we said, if they heard he had a 2-on-1, shot one in on Chiro. Chiro made the initial save, but the rebound came out to the right-hand side where Brask was standing all alone. And Brask shoots it in to give UNLV a 1-0 lead with 11:33 to go in the first period. And the Rebels are, by comparison to last night, are much quicker, it appears, so far than Arizona is. Tristan Mayer gets the assist on that. So it's Brask from Mayer. And boy, Myers had fantastic. I got to ask him. I sat next to him on a plane last year. I probably should have asked him, is it Mayer or Meyer? I'll just go back and forth. Talked to him last night, and I said, it is so noticeable. As the puck goes on in deep, chased there by Province. It's so noticeable how he has upped his game from last year to this year. And good on him because he's a quality kid. Here's UNLV once again. Pearson's being shoved wide of the play. And he loses control of the puck, and Cody Williams was unable to keep it back in. Here's Asaf. Asaf gets run into the boards. Puck loose in front. Arizona had a chance to jump on a loose puck. But UNLV was there to prevent that opportunity. Pass it on Fink. Fink goes to play in the corner. Chased there by Zelmer. Now for UNLV's Pearson. Pearson looking to cycle it around. He gets it over to Fink. Now back out to the point. Here's Toronto. The Toronto cross-ice pass over from Fink to Asaf, just out of the reach of Asaf. Wrister in on Williams. Puck is loose in front. Good stick work there by Fink. And UNLV almost had another point-blank chance. Here's Arizona going back the other way. Big hit in back of Geisbrecht as the puck never got in to Geisbrecht. Good stick work there by Plonsky trying to disrupt Rowe. And UNLV now in control. Williams gets the puck finally up the ice, and here's could be a breakaway if it wasn't played well by Chiro. And not only did Chiro play it well, but he gets it up to a teammate. Right place, right time. That could have been a quality scoring chance for the Wildcats. Big hit in the corner there. Brett was involved. Brett and Olnick. I expect more of that as the game goes on, especially if it gets out of hand and for one team over the other. And there will be messages sent for sure, and that's an offsides call. So 8:29 to go, first period. UNLV on a goal by Victor Brask has a 1-0 lead over Arizona. They have a 9-2 shot advantage. Already 9 shots in just about 11 and a half minutes of play. Face off out in the right dot, just outside the Arizona end. Meyer will take it there for Arizona. One there by the Cats. Armstrong chased it for a second. Armstrong in front, just waiting for a loose puck to see if one comes to him so he can clear it out of the way. And Arizona back in through the neutral zone, having a tough time. Smythe was trying to get some room, and UNLV has been relentless. Here's a turnover in front, and Mayer had it rolled off his stick. And Mayer showing his speed as the puck goes out of play. And Tristan Mayer is certainly all over the ice tonight. So as we talked about, March 8th through the 13th, UNLV will play the first game on the 8th against Drexel. That game will start at 11:15 Pacific time. That'll be 11:15 a.m. The winner will play number 4 Ohio, which UNLV has already played so far this season. Daniels wins the faceoff back to the point, poked back in by Plonsky. Plonsky in front, backhander opportunity in front. And Robin almost had a corner all to himself, slapper high over Chiro from the point. Battle there in the corner. UNLV still keeping it in the Arizona end, winning almost every battle. And the Rebels still throwing it in deep. Now thought they were going to go for a line change there. Basically, it was just a dump in, and nobody went for it. So I thought they were going to change lines, but neither of which. They didn't change lines, and they didn't go for the dump in, so I'm not sure what the ultimate plan was there, but puck goes out of play, so we'll face off down in the Arizona end. Here's Pearson will take the draw for UNLV, Meyer for Arizona. Again, won by UNLV. Back out to the point, over to Toronto. Toronto tried to get it on over to Fink, a diving stop there by Armstrong. As Fink had it all to himself, and Fink's centering pass to Pearson didn't get in on Chiro. And UNLV's not only winning the battles in front, but they're also all alone shot and a save by Chiro. A beautiful centering pass by Cody Williams. And Chase Toronto was all alone in front. And Cody Williams, a no-look pass, and as soon as I was going to say UNLV has that middle slot area open, they had a golden opportunity there to extend the lead to 2-0. But a beautiful save by Anthony Chiro keeps it a 1-goal game. Here's Griffith. Griffith loses the puck, and UNLV back on the offense. Cody Williams trying to stick handle past his defender. Gets it back, now gets it in deep. Chase there by Pearson. Still kept in, over to Pearson. Pearson gets it back out to the point, and Plonsky loses it over to Fink. Fink had the puck go off his stick. Little nudge there by Pearson. And the puck goes down in the UNLV end. Played there by Geisbert. Geisbert came out in a fairly dangerous area of the ice, considering he had a Wildcat bearing down on him, but managed to get it out of his immediate area. And the Rebels now control. Here's Schlitt. Schlitt skates in back of Geisbert and finally gives it off. Puck bouncing around in the neutral zone, waiting for somebody to, waiting for a Rebel or a Wildcat to claim it. Hit there in the corner. And Schlitt finally controls it, but back out to the left point, a slapper wide. 5:18 to go, first period, 1-0 UNLV. Plenty of opportunities, and it's kind of the same last week against Midland, where UNLV had plenty of chances, offside there. Plenty of chances last week against Midland. Had a couple 5-on-3s, had numerous power plays, and just was not able to put them away. And so it's kind of the same thing tonight, except we're not doing it on the power play. UNLV has had numerous chances. I would say out of the 10 shots, at least 8 were high-quality scoring chances, and they only have 1 goal to show for it, as Anthony Chiro has been spectacular in goal for the Wildcats. As the puck is thrown in just right of Chiro. And the puck again out of play. So UNLV will play that early game on Thursday. Arizona, of course, will play number 17 Missouri State. Arizona will go in as a 16th seed. They'll play at 5:45 p.m. Pacific time on the 8th. The winner of that will go on to play number 1 Minot State. And, of course, UNLV handed Minot State their first loss this season in regulation. So we know UNLV has it in them. We'll see if they can put it together, but first things first, let's get a win tonight from their perspective. Puck in back of Geisbert. Geisbert trying to locate it. And finally, the Rebels are in control. And Arizona, outside of 25 seconds to begin the game, has not had a lot of zone presence, UNLV zone presence. The Rebels have done a good job, even when Arizona has gotten it down low. They've won battles in the corner and really have not allowed the Wildcats to get any kind of sustained pressure. As the puck goes out to the right point, kept in there nicely. And we got one of the Rebels down. It looks like next year they got to put names on the back of these jerseys. Nice, big, red metallic names. And we'll see, because he's got a Rebel in front of him, so we'll see who it is. It looks like Victor Brask was down on the ice for a second. No calls, just a big hit, big, clean hockey hit. Victor's up. Face-off will be down on the Arizona end. Kozubski will take it for UNLV. For Arizona will be Meyer. Kozubski wins the draw, back out to the right point, on over to Asaf. Asaf quarterbacking. There is a power play. Shot in on Chiro, and we'll get the official word on that. I didn't see the referee put his arm in the air. Back at the 2-minute minor, and UNLV is on their first power play. Thought the puck went out of the zone there. No calls. They say it's still onside, but nonetheless, Arizona able to clear it down the other end, so UNLV has to go back and regroup. So the penalty is on Westland, and I didn't hear the official call on that, nor did I see a call on the ice, but UNLV's on the power play for another 1:15, 3:16 to go, first period. Rebels lead 1-0. Here's a turnover and a shot wide of Geisbert. And that's exactly what Arizona did last night. They were pretty aggressive on their forecheck. They're aggressive overall anyway. They have no problem bringing the defenseman up in the play, which we saw last night. The face-off will be down in the UNLV end. And UNLV is aggressive as well. And The bottom line is not to get caught. I don't think they're as aggressive as Arizona. And UNLV still trying to get some cohesion. There's been some turnover on the roster, and as we see, Asaf is now playing with Toronto, which I think is a great pairing, by the way. Here's Fink. Fink gets it back out to the right point. Rister doesn't get in on Chiro. The Rebels still fighting for it in front. Puck is loose. Chased there by Schlitten out of the zone. So 24 seconds to go in the power play. 2:26 to go. First period, 1-0 Rebels. And here's UNLV into the offensive zone. Taken away nicely there by Stallhuth. The first time we've said his name tonight. I guess it's just me. I don't have a color guy. The puck bounces around in the neutral zone. So 4 seconds left. The whistle blows. 2:08 to go first period. And we'll see if we're going to get a call here. The referee's talking it over with the linesman. And no call, so 4 seconds left in the Rebel power play. Face-off in the UNLV end on the left-hand dot. Power play is now over. 2 minutes exactly to go. First period, 1-0 Rebels. As they have dominated this first period. I don't think Arizona's had a quality shot on goal yet, and UNLV has had a bunch so far. But never count Arizona out. Here's Meyer. Meyer using his speed to easily get into the UNLV zone. But again, poked away there by the Rebels. 1:33 to go first period. Shots on goal in favor of UNLV, 11-2. If that gives you an idea of these two teams. Brass goes down and just kind of slides into the board. Shot in on Geisbruck, and that's a quality save right there. I think it surprised him for a second. Here's a second one. Goes high over Geisbruck's glove. And Arizona rather, had two quality chances there. One gets in on Geisbruck to make the save. And the second one goes over his glove. 1 minute left in the first period. Rebels hanging on to a 1-0 lead. But Arizona would sure like to change that score before the end of the period. But they won't do it there as UNLV forces a turnover. It's more of a giveaway than a turnover. 40 seconds to go in the period. Puck bouncing around in the neutral zone. Now Arizona gets it in deep in on Geisbruck. Puck can't get off of Olnick's stick. And here comes the rush for the Rebels. 21 seconds to go. Big move in front, and Robin was unable to get it off his stick, but he made a great move in front just to give himself some space. Now back the other way. Here's Arizona. 9 seconds to go in the period. Asaf is spilled. Smythe is down for Arizona. He appears to be hurt. The period looks like it's going to end, and it does. And we'll see how this all plays out, but an entertaining first period for sure from City National Arena. And Smythe is still down on the ice. Let's see exactly what happens here, and then some stick swinging on the other end. And the fact of the matter is these two teams need to keep their heads about them, because any suspensions from this game could result in missing the first game in the national tournament in March. So we'll see exactly what happened. I don't, again, have the replay monitor, but Smythe is down on his knees, and he looks like he's getting up now. And we'll see. So it looks like he's skating off now. And with the help of a teammate and trainer. Can't see if that's Kendall Galore with the helping Smythe off the ice, but well, we got 40 minutes of hockey left, which is certainly looks like it's going to be exciting. We played 20 already, and UNLV has a 1-0 lead. And we'll be back in a few minutes for the second period from City National Arena. Okay, welcome back to City National Arena for the second period between UNLV and Arizona. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining us tonight. So during the break, the way it's going to shape out here, we're going to skate 4-on-4 to start. Now, Bazasov, who was involved in a collision at the end of that period, got 5 minutes. It was a knee-to-knee hit. Looked like to me he was in front of the Wildcat, but just looking at the replay, it looked like he was in front. Looked like a clean hit. Now, granted, and in all honesty, I only saw it once, but he'll get 5 minutes nonetheless, which would appear as a blindside hit, I'm sure, in real time. For Arizona, Griffith will also get 2 minutes. So the way it shakes out is we're going to skate 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then Arizona's going on a 3-minute power play, down 1-0 as puck drops, and we're underway here in the second period from City National Arena. There's a turnover in front. Cody Williams tries to get a stick on it, kind of whiffs on it, and the puck dribbles away from Williams as Arizona now up through the neutral zone. Dumps it in down low. Soft gets 5 minutes for kneeing. Here's Williams in front, shoots and scores. Well, Cody Williams went backhand, forehand on that shot. And that is a huge goal for UNLV as he pokes it past Anthony Chiro, to give UNLV a 2-0 lead right off the bat in the second period. And that is a huge goal because when Arizona goes on the power play, now it's not to tie the game up, it's to cut the lead in half if it stays that way. So a huge goal by Williams. We'll see the call on the assist, but UNLV has opened up a 2-0 lead on the Wildcats early here in the second period. Not even a minute has gone by. Slapper from the point, redirected. I think Chiro made the initial save on the Gordon slapper from the right point. Get the announcement on the goals. Cody Williams gets the goal. And Fink gets the assist. Here's a slapper wide, or check that, a wrister wide of Chiro. And back out of the offensive zone. That's Williams' 12th goal of the year. The match is 12 assists. And if math doesn't fail me, that is 24 points now for Cody Williams, who's had another stellar stellar season for the Rebels. Back to get it for Arizona is Trapp. Trapp dumps it off, and now deep as Geisbert goes out to play it for the Rebels. And Arizona is certainly bringing the pressure in this second period, and UNLV is able to beat it quite easily as Kozubski uses his speed to take it all the way in, and then it gets drilled. And back to Chiro for his efforts. First penalty is over. Now Arizona is on a power play for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. In an effort to try to cut this lead in half, now down 2-0. Strumming the boards there, just Pearson in the far corner. Pearson tries to get it. Puck almost loose in front of Geisbert, but a Wildcat wasn't there to poke it in. Arizona's still keeping it in their zone, and now UNLV clears. 2:29 to go in the power play. 2.5 minutes gone, second period, 2-0 UNLV. As Arizona changes, goes back to regroup. And now inside the UNLV end. Try to cross ice pass, doesn't find its target, and UNLV is able to clear again. So the Rebels are 2 minutes away from killing off this Arizona power play. Arizona yet to get a shot in on Geisbert, as they're just content to dump it in, and then Geisbert goes out and plays it and clears it himself. Once again, Geisbert comes out to meet the puck as it trickles in the UNLV zone. Cross ice pass doesn't find its mark by Decker. And now a dangerous pass in front. But luckily for the Rebels, Gordon there to clear it. 1:26 to go in the power play, 16:24 rather to go in the second period. 2-0 UNLV, and the Rebels' last home game at City National Arena before they go to Columbus, Ohio for the national championships. Just over a minute to go in the power play. Here's Williams. Williams tries to steal, gets tied up. I guess it's not a hold. You don't get called for it. Olsen dumped in the corner. Now back out to the right point. Dumped in down deep again. Gordon for UNLV. Applies some pressure, and 42 seconds left. Arizona yet to get it in on Geisbert, and just as I say that, Geisbert jumps on the little bit of a just a wrister in front, hoping to get a rebound. Nobody there for Arizona, so really was a harmless shot in on Geisbert and made an easy save. Now, according to the scoreboard, that's only the third Arizona shot this game. And I say it that way, as you can imagine, because I think there's a couple more, but not too many more, as the Wildcats have really had a hard time trying to find a lane. Now, under 30 seconds to go in that 3-minute man advantage, slapper for the point and a save by Geisbert. Well, that's the first quality opportunity that Arizona has had on this 3-minute advantage. As Zelmer from the right point managed to find a lane, but Geisbert was there to make the save. Didn't allow a rebound in front, and that's a key for both of those goaltenders. Between Geisbert and Feast, neither one gives up a lot of rebounds. Zelmer gets it back out, now finds its way back to Zelmer. And Kozubski disrupts it, and that's going to do it for the penalty as UNLV's. And that 3-minute man advantage for Arizona. Arizona managed to get one shot on goal. With 14:51 now remaining in the second period. This period's going lightning quick. I guess they heard me and added another shot on goal there. UNLV has a 12-4 shot on goal advantage and a 2-0 lead in the most important part of the scoreboard. Back to play, it is a soft. Gets it up to Plonsky, and Plonsky gets it in deep. Now back out to the point, to the left point. Dug out there by the Wildcats. It goes into the corner and back of Chiro. And now back out to the neutral zone. Played there nicely by Toronto. It's a Toronto and a soft. The defenseman on the ice now. I love the pairing with Toronto and the soft. They seem to have chemistry out there, and really since Toronto's been moved to a defense partner with a soft has had as many offensive chances that I've seen probably a year or 2 years, well, 2 years now, I guess, that I've been doing the games. So I think they're really finding a comfort level, and hopefully that will equate to their play in Columbus. Rebels win the draw. Big hit in the corner, turnover, taken there by Westland. Arizona's still in control, but not really in a spot where they can get a quality opportunity off. We're going to have a penalty, and it looks like it's going to be on UNLV. And then a big hit along the corner, an unnecessary hit by Olsen. And that looks like that's going to be, that should erase the power play for Arizona. So it hit there on Brask by Olsen. And it already was going to be an Arizona power play, but that last second hit should negate that. And that's exactly, we'll see. Well, I don't want to be premature on my calls, but I can tell you there was no way that should not have been a call, whether it was roughing or boarding. That definitely should have been a penalty. So we'll see what they decide. Talked about this last night, the impressive record that UNLV has at home. And in the last season, the last 2 seasons, now granted, UNLV was Division II ACHA last year, they're Division I ACHA this year, but that has not affected their fantastic record at home. In the last 2 years, UNLV is 31-4 at home. Something about the Vegas air helps not only the Golden Knights, but also helps the skating Rebels as well. And face-off's going to be down in the UNLV end. It looks like they put 2 minutes up for Toronto. And no penalty on Arizona, so apparently you can board after the play has been whistled dead. I don't know how they can't call a retaliatory penalty, but Arizona's going on the power play in an effort to cut this lead in half. And the whistle clearly blew, and I don't want to harp on this, but the whistle clearly blew, and then there was a big hit on Brask from behind, and then there's absolutely no call. So anyway, it is what it is, and here's UNLV on another penalty kill as it's cleared, and we might have we're going to have another penalty here. Let's see if this evens it up. Face-off will be back down in the UNLV end, and that's another penalty is going to be called to Daniels. And now Arizona's going to have a 5-on-3 advantage for another minute 36. And Arizona, if they score on this, should be very thankful for the opportunities that has been given to them. Another big collision in back of Geisbert. UNLV tries to clear unsuccessfully. Back out the point. Big slapper by Larson. Wide of Geisbert. Arizona still in control as Ruiz is out there. Lands a big hit. Trying to get the puck separated from Meyer. Not able to do that. Osmond now in control. Osmond looking for a lane. Lays it off and a slapper wide by Larson. Doesn't get the Geisbert. 1:02 left in the first penalty. And Arizona has a golden opportunity here to at least, and the cross crease pass doesn't find anybody. Block in front, puck goes out of play, and UNLV's just laying out, daring Arizona to get pucks to the net. The Rebels dedicated to make sure that no pucks get to the net. As Ruiz is out there, and he's laying big hits, and these face-offs are absolutely huge for the Rebels as they lose this one. Down 5 on 3 now with another 40 seconds to go, 43 seconds to go, and this advantage for the Wildcats down 2-0. Now out to Olnick. Olnick just gets it wide as well, backed out to Zellmer. Zellmer hands it back off to Olnick, back to Zellner, who tries to wrist her, doesn't get there. Now his transition back. Here's Williams. He's got Gordon on his right, on his left, and decides not to shoot. Then a sliding block there, and the puck is finally cleared. As Hetzel gets back, as Arizona got back in transition. And 5 seconds left in that first penalty, and Arizona will then have another 21 seconds as they're desperately just trying to get a shot on net. And that was wide open as Stallhuth had the right side of the net wide open and just fanned on the opportunity. And now 10 seconds to go in the second penalty. And UNLV looks like they're going to kill off a 5-on-3 advantage. And not only does that keep Arizona off the scoreboard, as Arizona might have one more opportunity as Dungy, who scored last night, flies in for Arizona, but again, just can't get a quality shot off or any shot off on Geisbert. Loose puck in front, and Dungy was there. And he looked like he had a window for a second, but UNLV defensively just closed in on Dungy. And the puck bounced all the way down for an icing. So 10:46 to go, second period. UNLV leads Arizona 2-0. They have a 12-6 shot advantage as the faceoff will be back down in the UNLV end. And not only are those 5-on-3s a pick-me-up for the team that's killing them off, but boy, it's demoralizing sometimes if you have a 5-on-3 and you really only get one shot on net as UNLV loses a faceoff, but ACHA finally gets it back for the Rebels. Kept in nicely by Arizona. Weak shot in on Geisbrecht, doesn't get to him at all, and Ruiz is making his presence known physically. Here comes the Rebels, could have a 3-on-2. Here's Lawson. Lawson has ACHA in front, still has control of the puck, can't backhand it across the crease, as Lawson is still doing a fantastic job of shielding his defender away from the puck, and now he loses it. Here comes Arizona, back the other way. Still down was Plymouth. And check that Stallhuth. And here comes Arizona back. They have a 2-on-1, loses an edge. Big hit there by Sachs, and a wrister or slapper, and wide and out of play. Well, end-to-end action for both teams. And 9:38 to go, second period. UNLV has a 2-0 lead over Arizona. Yesterday, if you watch these two teams, you would certainly say, I mean, in Arizona, honestly, they're going to go to the tournament and make some noise there. They have a quality hockey team. They have very good goaltending, and now UNLV is going on a power play. The 2-minute penalty to Griffith, and UNLV has a chance here to really open this up to a 3-0 lead and take some of the pressure. Here's ACHA looking for a lane. Can't find one, gets it over to Toronto. And ACHA fails to keep it in the zone, so they have to go back and regroup. So slashing call to Griffith. And UNLV is back on the power play. And he's cycling it down low in the right corner, now against the half wall. Back out to the point, here's ACHA. ACHA's got Williams on his left, gets it over to Toronto, now over to Williams. Back to ACHA in the middle point. Playing pitch and catch, over to Williams. Back to ACHA, there's no hole in front. And the wrister in, can't find its way into Chiro. And there's absolutely no traffic in front. So if there's no traffic in front, that's going to make it very, very difficult to have anybody there and a wrist slapper wide from the right point. 48 seconds to go, power play, 8:24 to go. As the puck finds its way out to Cody Williams. And Kozubski loses it, and Arizona clears it. And Geisbrecht out to play the puck, and that was a dangerous play. And Geisbrecht just kind of stood out there for a second as if he was not being bared down on by a Wildcat. They're lucky not to have that result in a goal. And Arizona trying to cut this in half on a short-handed bid, goes short side, and they save there by Geisbrecht. Good move there by Stallhuth. 7:42 to go, second period. UNLV their power play has been negated by Arizona, and here's a breakaway in front. Here's a shot and a save. Puck still loose, and the net is also loose. But Stallhuth once again had a breakaway in front and a save by Geisbrecht. Ben Geisbrecht was standing tall and standing strong in his crease. And we certainly got to give him a shot on goal for that, but it's still 12-6. And the net comes loose, so there'll be a face-off down in the UNLV end. 7.5 minutes to go, second period. Taking a face-off for the Rebels is Pearson. He'll face off against Trapp for Arizona. And UNLV wins the draw. Back over to Schlitt, who loses control of the puck. And here's Fury, takes it away and wraps it around back out of the zone. Chased down to the Arizona end and thrown back out to the neutral zone. Puck still loose. Now Arizona finally able to corral it in. Here's Dungy. Dungy gets plowed and hit by Gordon as Gordon and Dungy mix it up once again. And Gordon was down, and then Fury came over and had interaction with Gordon as well. So we're going to see what the penalty is here. There is going to be a penalty. And it looks like it might, every time I do this it's wrong, so we'll just wait to see it go up on the scoreboard. But you can tell by my wording what I think might happen here. We'll see exactly what the call will be, and it is a power play for UNLV. Penalty on Fury, so he'll be in the box for 2 minutes. Face-off will be back down in the UNLV end. Just under 7, well, see, that's why I say these things. It's going to be a matching penalty, and I'm not sure exactly how they could do that unless they were going to call one initially, and then it just got evened up as the play went on. So we're going to skate 4-on-4, which should favor the Rebels. 6:45 to go in the second period. 2-0 Arizona. This game is far from over for sure. Williams with the puck. Williams trying to find a trailer. Decides to shoot. I think it hit the outside of the net. Chiro, I don't think, ever got a stick on it. And then a shot in front. We have a delayed call. It's going to be on Arizona as Geisbert goes to the bench. So UNLV is going to have a power play and an opportunity to try to extend this lead to 3-0. Get the official call, and who's going to the box for Arizona? Head coach for the Wildcats is Chad Berman, who was an assistant coach at Robert Morris, also played at SUNY Fredonia, which I know pretty well because I went to school up in that area as well. Zelmer's going to get 2 minutes, so UNLV eventually, with everything staying where it is right now, will get 50. Yeah, they get 37 seconds of power play time. Just want to make sure there wasn't anything else put up on the board. So they'll eventually get 37 seconds of power play time. They'll skate 4-on-3 right now, but there is still some discussion in front of the scorekeeper as the referee is now talking to Arizona head coach Chad Berman. Eddie Lavia, his first season as the assistant coach, also with Arizona. Rochester and New York native. Pretty close to where I grew up as well. Played at D2 ACHA New Hampshire. Played there for 4 seasons. Faceoff will be down in the Arizona end. Kozubski will take the draw for the Rebels. 6:22 to go, second period. And we're skating 4-on-3. Faceoff one back to Asaf. Asaf quarterback into power play, trying to find a lane. Gets it over to Williams. Williams over to Toronto. Toronto back to Williams. Williams shoots and a save. Good puck movement there. Opened up a lane for Williams. As Toronto got it right back to Williams, who was in a position to get a quality wrister in on Chiro, who made the save. Did a great job of not allowing a rebound as the face-off will be down in the Arizona end. Again, won by the Rebels. Back to Toronto, who lays it off for Cody Williams. Asaf now back to Williams. Williams at the point, skating around, lays it off for Toronto. Toronto walking in, shoots, and it's saved by Chiro. Nobody came out to challenge Toronto, and Toronto just decided to keep on walking in. And again, A good shot in a quality area on the ice, but the shot once again went into the midsection of Chiro, and most goaltenders will easily make that save. Skate 4-on-3 again for another 37 seconds. UNLV on the power play, back to Asaf. Asaf regains it. Over to Cody Williams, shoots, and just wide. Great pass by Toronto. And I'm telling you, this Toronto-Asaf combination is clicking. Toronto thinks about shooting. Over to Williams. Williams at a bad angle, gets it in on net. I don't think it got to the front of the net, and now it's loose, and Arizona finally tries to clear. And they're going to say he played it with a high stick. So not only it's going to come out of the faceoff, it's going to come out of the zone, but a great job there by Toronto as Arizona tried to clear, and Toronto stuck his stick up in the air and prevented it from leaving the zone. Unfortunately, that means that the faceoff will go back down into the UNLV end. So Olsen will take the faceoff for Arizona. .5:05 to go, second period. The first penalty to Fury and Gordon will be over in 6 seconds. UNLV will still have the man advantage for another 43 seconds after. Fink will take the draw for the Rebels. Rebels win the draw. And up to center ice is Sachs. Sachs trying to use his speed. Breaks in. Can't get one in and can't get a backhander in on Chiro. Obviously rolled off his stick. It's a little far away from where we are, but Sachs with a head of steam and really had a step on his man. I think it just probably rolled off his stick. Sachs, we talked about Meyer, but Sachs has also really upped his game as this season has gone on. 10 seconds to go in the original penalty. And it looks like they called another, and there's no announcement on it, but it looks like there's another. Okay, so the penalty to Osment is now up. And there's 1:17 to go on that. Maybe that was the original and it just didn't say Osment. But anyway, UNLV has the man advantage for 1:11. Puck loose in front. Nobody can jump on it. And finally the Rebels do. But back out to the point. Slapper wide. As Gordon had a great chance there in a clear lane to get a quality shot in on Chiro. And here's a wrister wide of Chiro. And for a second, the lights went out. So we'll see what happened there. I just want to. We're good, right? We're still on the air. Okay, good. Well, why not? I mean, this is this has certainly been a season of hills and valleys, and let's just add the lights going out to one more thing that's happened this season. But lights went out for about 2 seconds, and they decided to stop play, which is probably pretty good. That's when we need a glow puck, right? Let's keep playing, boys. 3:37 to go, second period, 36 seconds left. And the penalty to Osment. UNLV still in control. And a soft loses an edge, but still manages to keep it in the UNLV zone. Here's Williams. Williams cross ice pass. And no shots yet on this power play. There's Asaf. Down low to Toronto. Toronto walks in once again, tries to get a backhander off. Arizona desperately trying to clear it out of the zone and does. As Asaf goes back to gain the puck. A heavy pressure there by Griffith, but Asaf manages to get it off his stick. Back to get it is Pearson. And Pearson dumps it in as well. So 2:43 to go. UNLV has a 2-0 lead. Here comes the Wildcats. They have a 3-on-2, a floater in front, and then it's going to be a penalty on Arizona as Trapp knocks over Geisbrecht. And I'm not sure he made too much of an effort to get out of the way. It was a good cross-ice pass and an effort to throw it in on Geisbrecht. But after that, it wasn't too much of an effort to get out of the way of Geisbrecht, but there is going to be a penalty. So UNLV is going back to the power play and pretty much will eat up the rest of this second period with a man advantage. They also have a 15-7 shot advantage. Geisbrecht gets up, he's okay. Of course, Ben Geisbrecht has battled some injuries this year. Good to see him back on the ice. Alex Feast has won his 9th game for the Rebels last night. And they really have a solid 1-2 combination there. And let's also not forget Eric Idison, who played a huge role in UNLV's success last season. So he's also battling some injuries. And really, they could go into next season with 3 quality goaltenders that they can rely on every single night. Face-off down in the UNLV end. Taking the face-off for UNLV will be Daniels. Daniels will face off against Larson. We're ready to go. Wrapped out of the zone by Daniels. So the penalty is going to be on Plonsky, and Arizona's going to the power play. And here's Ruiz as he goes back to get it. So 17:41, and they shoot and they score, and it was clear. Well, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around how Plonsky gets the, well, okay, so anyway, Arizona scores the goal, Griffith scores, there was a mass amount of bodies in the crease. And the referee says that's okay, it's still a good goal. And honestly, I mean, if I was a coach and we had the ability to go to a replay or go to a challenge, that certainly would be something that should be challenged, because there was no way that Geisbrecht was able to make the save or maneuver to get over to make the save, as there was numerous bodies in the crease. But Arizona pokes it in, and it's 2-1. And apparently, so on the previous play, where Geisbrecht got run into and the goal came off, apparently Plonsky tripped him into Geisbrecht without the help of a replay monitor, is my guess, and that's why he got the penalty. So 2 minutes to go, and another save by Geisbrecht, as Dixon was in all alone, and Arizona's starting to feel it as they want to tie this up. But here's UNLV going back the other way. Here's Lawson. Lawson in all alone, but loses a stick. Or loses the puck, rather, off his stick. 1:26 to go, second period. Here's Arizona back into the UNLV end and finally just dumps it in there. Gordon comes in to provide a little interference. The Wildcats is spilled, no call, as he got spun around. And there's a holding of the stick in a neutral zone, and they finally let go of it. Brask was holding the stick, no call there. So 57 seconds to go, second period. And believe me, this game is far from over now that Arizona's starting to feel it. And I can't see, and we're going to have a penalty on UNLV as they touch up, and they just touched the puck, and there's still no whistle. And you can hear all the way. I can tell you, I can't see Coach Vigneri Greener right now, but if I'm Vigneri Greener, I am not happy about numerous things that has happened here in the last couple minutes. But we are where we are, so 41.6 seconds to go, second period. 2-1 UNLV. And it looks like Arizona, more than looks like, Arizona's going on a power play, 2-minute minor to Brask. So with 41 seconds left, what a lift it would be for the Wildcats, who were getting outplayed for most of the game. And now they get a goal to tie it, or to cut the lead in half to 2-1. And now they have a power play that will not only give them a chance to tie it up before the second period ends, but they'll also know that they're going into the third period on the power play as well. So this could be a key moment for both teams, as the faceoff is down in the UNLV zone, and Geisberg's going over to the referee to, I can only guess that he's going over to talk about the goal that Arizona scored, and yeah, probably rightfully so if we go back and look at it. And the faceoff won by UNLV, big faceoff won by Asaf. Cleared the zone was Kozubski. 32 seconds to go, second period. 2-1 UNLV. And here comes Arizona into the zone. Tried to center it. There was nobody there for the Wildcats, and UNLV took control and tried to clear it out. Unsuccessful in doing so, as the puck goes over to Decker, who decides to get it in down low to Meyer. Battling in the far corner, 7 seconds to go, second period. Time for one more chance if they get possession. Shot and a save with 1.2 seconds left. And Arizona had a golden chance there to tie this game up. A wrist shot from the high point finds the chest of Geisbrek. And we probably only have time for a quick face-off, which we did, and the time runs out in the second period. So the last 20 minutes of the regular season should be extremely interesting, as Asaf is still having words with Stallhuth, and now Asaf is waving goodbye as both teams are trying to get off the ice. And you know, the one thing about this is that neither team is going to benefit from a victory, and neither team will also get hurt by a loss. Arizona's still kind of sticking around. We'll see exactly if there's going to be any penalty called, but it is clear Asaf is not happy. Boz Asaf is not happy, with a few of the Wildcats. But one thing is for sure, the last 20 minutes of this game is going to be extremely interesting and a great end to the regular season for both of these teams, as they're playing extremely high competitive game. Still no penalties put up on the board yet. And we'll keep it here real quick to see if anything eventually goes up. Osmond is kind of shaking his head for Arizona, so that usually means nothing good. Usually they don't shake their head from side to side saying good call. Now his palms are up to the air. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen, but they're getting ready to do their second period intermission stuff now. So we'll be back in 15 minutes for the third period. Please go and get something and get to your refrigerator, get settled in for the third period, because the end of the regular season, the last 20 minutes is going to be a doozy. At the end of 2-1, UNLV over Arizona. Welcome back to City National Arena as we're about ready to get started here in the third period. The last 20 minutes of this game is the way this season, this regular season should end, as both teams have really had opportunities to extend leads or to tie the game, but this last 20 minutes here at City National should be a fun one. So settle in. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining us tonight, and Arizona wins the opening face-off to the third period. Now, keep in mind that Arizona is on a power play for another minute 8, as Brask went off for 2 minutes. Here's Griffith off to the neutral zone, dumps it off to Meyer, and poked back out to center ice. 52 seconds to go in the power play. UNLV has a 2-1 lead and what is the last regular season game for both of these teams. Give Arizona a lot of credit coming in here and playing, because University of Oklahoma was originally scheduled to come in and decided not to come, and Arizona was more than willing to come in and take Oklahoma's spot. So kudos for the program, and both teams are evenly matched for sure. As Griffith dumps it into the UNLV end. Geisberg comes out, loses an edge for a second, and quickly gets back into the goal mouth. Cross ice pass and a shot, a save. Good shot there by Olsen. Olsen was all alone as Arizona moved the puck extremely well, and Geisberg had to be there to be aware and make a big save. Shot just wide of Chiro. Battle there in the corner. Penalty is now up as we skate 5 aside with 18:26 to go in the game. UNLV's desperately hanging on to a 2-1 lead. They were told to move the puck, and now a shot in the corner, and Chiro makes a save as the puck was loose in front. Fink was there, and they think he got it in on Chiro, who was also alert enough to make sure that this game stayed 2-1. As the puck bounces out of the zone into neutral ice now. 2 minutes gone by, third period, 2-1 UNLV. Shots on goal favor the Rebels, 16-9. Even though shots on goal reflect only 9 Wildcat shots, the scoreboard is still just 2-1 in favor of the Rebels. Chiro comes out to play it, tries to lay it off for a Wildcat. Good work there by Fink, harassing the Cats into dumping the puck down low into the Rebel end. Chase in the corner, one there by the Cats. Backhander in front, and nobody there for Arizona to poke it into Geisberg. Puck loose now into neutral ice. And both teams skating 5 aside. At the end of the second period, we had some words exchanged. Nothing came of that, as the referees decided to not penalize anybody. Puck in down low in Chiro. Chased there by Sachs, as Arizona now gets it out of the UNLV end. Dungy with the puck. Dungy tries to make a move. Good stick work there as the puck goes out of play. 16:33 to go. This will be the last game before the national tournament in Columbus. It has been a season of peaks and valleys for the Rebels. And it looks like Arizona's going to the power play. There was a call on Trevor Ruiz. So Ruiz is going out for 2 minutes, and here another chance for Arizona to tie this game up, as UNLV is not putting this Wildcat team away despite the statistical advantage. And another power play in front, and a save by Geisberg as there was a puck loose in front. Let's see if there's going to be anything called from this. But Larson was in front for the Wildcats. And Geisberg gets down and makes a pad save. And the puck goes out of play. So So 16-19 to go, third period, 1:46 to go, and a penalty to Ruiz. A big draw won by UNLV as they clear it down the ice. So as we talked about, Ruiz 2 minutes for slashing, just listening to the penalty call. Ruiz 2 minutes for slashing, and intercepted there by Daniels. Daniels looking for a trailer. Can't find anybody, but regardless, he's killing off some power play time as Arizona jumps on the puck and brings it back to neutral zone. Here's Olsen. A big hit there by Schlitt. Schlitt making his presence known. And now we have a whistle as the puck goes in on Geisberg as he freezes it. So we'll try to start this again. It definitely peaks and valleys for UNLV. And you got to give the coaching staff, everybody from head coach Anthony Vigneri Greener down to assistant coach Nick Raboni, all the way down to Z Khan, the general manager. I mean, these guys took a bunch of freshmen this year to a new level as the puck goes back out to the left point. Here's Zelmer. Zelmer looking for somebody inside. Cross crease pass. Geisberg now jumps on it and freezes the puck as some pushing and shoving in front. But you have to understand really what UNLV has accomplished this season. They went last year to the national championships and as a Division II team, had to re-recruit besides the players that are left over from last season that decided to come back this year and be part of what's going on. But they all knew that they were going to take a reduced role. There was no seniors on this UNLV team, so the future is, in theory, bright for the Rebels. Good stick work there by Kozubski as he forces Arizona to go back and regroup. 30 seconds to go in the power play, and again, Kozubski takes control of the puck, throws it in down deep to Sachs. Sachs tries to use his speed, and he is crunched, and Sachs is still down. No call on the play as the referee looks back at Sachs to see if he's going up or getting up, and he's not. And Arizona now has a chance in front and a big save, and here's Sachs goes to the bench as UNLV finally clears. So that penalty is going to be killed off by the Rebels. 2 seconds to go in that penalty. 14:33 to go in the game. 2-1 UNLV. As Sachs goes to the bench, we'll see if he returns, but big hit there. There's Cameron Fink, makes a great play, tries to get a backhander off, and we're going to have a penalty. And we'll see what the call is. And it's going to be a tripping call. So Fink is on the ice, and we can only assume that it's going to be a UNLV power play. When you receive a tripping call and you're the one on the ice, well, then it's safe to assume that the opposing team is the one who committed the penalty as Olsen goes to the box. So UNLV has a chance here to extend this lead to 3-1. And this is one thing the Rebels have had trouble with in the last 4 games, is really extending the lead on these power play chances. The Rebels win the faceoff, down low over to Fink, gets it back to Asaf. It's Asaf in Toronto, off the blue line, big hit there to Kozubski, cross ice pass to Asaf, who gets it over to Toronto for a blast that's just wide. UNLV manages to keep it in the zone. Here's Toronto. Toronto gets it in deep, just out of the stick reach of Brett. Back out to the point is Fink. Fink gets the puck back. Cross ice pass to Toronto. Blast by Asaf. Didn't get all of it. And Chiro out to make the save. Uses his stick to poke the puck away. Now Asaf in control. Asaf walking in. Gets the puck over to Fink. Fink cross ice pass to Toronto. Gets it back to the point. They're maintaining possession. Here's Kozubski. Kozubski tried to get it down low to Brett. They're maintaining control of the puck, but the passes are just a little bit behind the intended targets, so they're not really setting up their teammates for quality shot opportunities. The power play has to be quick in order to be effective. 36 seconds to go. and a man advantage for UNLV. 12:48 to go, second period, as they maintain that 1-goal lead in the last game of the regular season. And we're going to have a penalty, and the puck is loose, and you see it was back to touch it up, and Arizona goes back to touch it up. So see exactly what happened here. That Arizona, Chad Berman, the head coach, is up on the bench. He's not happy about something, but obviously it's going to be a too many men on the ice penalty, and that's probably why Berman's not happy, because one thing that's got to really get under the skin of coaches is too many men on the ice penalties. So there'll be a second penalty assessed to Griffith. So UNLV will have a 2-man advantage for 12 seconds, and then a one-man advantage for a minute 48 after that. So face-off in the Arizona end, big face-off for the Rebels to win, and Arizona eventually does win the face-off and throws it down ice. Geisbert goes out to play the puck. So apparently it's not too many men on the ice. See, that's why they shouldn't listen to people. Cross-checking penalty. And UNLV first penalty's killed off, and a wrister in front. The save there by Chiro. I just said it was too many men on the ice. Yeah, it's a slash. Yeah. That's why I can't work with color people, because I'm just a one-man show. Face off down in the Arizona end. Maybe next year. Next year I'll get a color commentator. That'd be kind of cool. UNLV with the man advantage for the next minute 17. Thrown in deep there by Fink. Around the far board. Chased there by Brett. Fink finally controls it. Sachs has not returned to the ice. Of course, Sachs wouldn't be out there right now anyway. Walking in is Toronto, trying to go short side. Gets it poked away, but Asaf keeps it in the zone nicely. Asaf out to Fink. Fink gives him the return pass over to Toronto. Back out to the middle point. Here's Fink down low. Kozubski looking in front, and a save by Chiro. I don't know if it completely got to him, but he was certainly involved in making sure that puck didn't get behind him. As UNLV still controls 30 seconds to go in the power play. Huge power play for the Rebels. Pass deep to Fink. Big hit right in front of me, and I didn't budge an inch. Asaf has it at the point. Gets it down low. Cross ice pass to Fink. Shot, save. Puck still loose. Here comes Asaf. Toronto tries to poke it in. Checked out with Toronto coming in as a shot in on Chiro. Chiro was unable to make sure there was no rebound, and now we get an offside call. Okay, so the explanation, my makeshift color commentator said that Arizona was complaining that UNLV had too many men on the ice, and then there was no call there. So that's the complete explanation of that. 10:26 to go, third period, 2-1 UNLV. They still maintain a large shot advantage, 18-10. And from a defensive standpoint, allowing Arizona just 10 total shots now through basically 50 minutes of play. It will be in a couple seconds. That's the kind of defensive effort that you really want to see on your hockey team. Here's Kozubski. Kozubski tries to make a move, and it's poked away nicely there by Dixon as Arizona controls the puck. Here's Dixon up through the neutral zone. He's got Meyer on his left. Cross ice pass, shot, and a save by Geisbrecht. And a sensational chance for the Wildcats to tie this game up at 2. Geisbrecht used his gloved hand to deny the Wildcats. And the faceoff will be down in the UNLV end with 9:41 to go. And UNLV clinging to this 2-1 lead. Rebels trying to poke it out of the zone, finally does. Here's Kozubski. Check that Fink. And Fink finally does get it down low. Harassed there by Pearson. And puck out of play. That's why there's netting, my man. If there wasn't netting, that would have hit me right on the head like Canseco. 2% of my audience got the reference. So face off outside the Arizona zone and the right dot. Pearson will take the draw for UNLV against Griffith. And the Rebels win it and poke it back in, but Arizona regains control. And Decker finally gets it out of the Arizona end. Turnover by the Wildcats and thrown back down the ice. Chiro comes out to play it, harassed there by Fink. UNLV turning up the defensive pressure. Fink takes a spill behind the play. And now Fink's in terrific position to apply some of his own pressure. And fought there by Pearson and back at Chiro. And now we're going to have a penalty called, and it's going to be on Arizona. So UNLV is going back to the power play, and there's not, it looks like Armstrong is going off for Arizona. It's not too much of a debate about that, as Pearson was spilled on the play. So UNLV, another chance with 8:31 to go. They have another chance to extend this lead to 3-1. Not that you can rest at 3-1 any easier, but with a one-goal lead, anything can happen, and the game is still undecided at 2-1. At 3-1, it looks a little bit more one-sided. UNLV finally regains control of the puck. Here's Williams. Williams cross-ice, sends a cross-ice pass over to Brett. Williams retains control again. Over to Plonsky. Chased there by Kozubski, back out to the point. And Plonsky unable to hold it in. So 1:21 to go in the power play, 7:51 to go in the game. Here's Williams. Williams skating down the right-hand side, he shoots! And Brett got a stick on that and hit the post. And Williams maintains control. 1:05 to go, another cross-ice pass, can't find the target, as Toronto was the intended receiver. But a redirection in front hit the post, and UNLV was that close from taking a 2-1 lead, or 3-1 lead. But here's a wrist shot by Toronto just wide of Chiro. Now goes back to the point. Here's Fink. Fink over to Schlitt. And finally finds its way back to Fink. 34 seconds to go in the power play. Shot in, blocked in front. Never got to Chiro, as Arizona is finally able to clear. And it looks like we're going to have another penalty to Arizona. And as soon as the Cats, you got to give it to them at that point. The longer it takes to give it to them, the more time on a 5-on-3 you're going to be giving away. So another penalty, Arizona, and the Wildcats are kind of imploding a little bit here in the last couple minutes. Penalty's going to be on Zelmer for 2 minutes. So UNLV will have a 2-man advantage with 19 seconds. And then they'll have another man advantage 5-on-4 for 1:41. 6:50 left, and the Rebels and Wildcats regular season. So we're talking about the brackets and the fact that UNLV is going to have to open up against Drexel, and Drexel is the 20th seed. They were an at-large. They got an at-large bid from winning their division, which UNLV is not part of a division. They are independent, and so that not saying in any way, shape, or form that Drexel is a easier team to play than anybody else, but with a team full of freshmen and sophomores and no seniors, it might be good to get to Ohio and play a team that is at least perceived to be a winnable game, to get a W under their belt, and then move on with a little bit of confidence. It'd be really tough, I think, if they got an automatic bye and had to play a higher seed, if you will. And granted, I've never seen Drexel play. I just know what people have said. But, you know, if you're just going to go by seedings, then certainly I don't think it's a bad thing for UNLV. Rebel shot just wide. 6 seconds to go and a two-man advantage. Back to the point is Toronto. Toronto down low to Williams. Back to Toronto. Hands it back to Williams. It's a give and go. Still can't find a chance to get a shot off as the Wildcats are packing it in. First penalty is over. UNLV has a 5-on-4 advantage. Slapper goes just wide again. Bouncing puck as Kozubski was right there but couldn't get a stick on it. As Chiro lost the right side of the goal mouth for a second. If Kozubski was able to get a stick on it, perhaps it would be 3-1. But Arizona doing a great job of blocking the lanes, not allowing UNLV to get any clear shots in on Chiro. And they've done that pretty much all weekend. So even though Arizona only has 11 shots on goal, the Rebels only have 19. So both teams playing quality defense. Here's Pearson. Pearson down low to Williams. Williams tries to find a trailer in front. Can't find anybody, so he gets it back to Pearson. He throws it back to the point. Schlitt with a windup and doesn't get it anywhere near Chiro as the puck is slapped back down the ice. So UNLV has 30 more seconds before we go back to 5-on-5 hockey. And we're just over 5 minutes to go in the third period with UNLV clinging to a 2-1 lead at City National Arena. Big hit on Gordon. And Gordon was trying to get around the Wildcat defender. Instead, he was shoved into the Wildcat bench. 4 seconds to go in the power play. Arizona is killed off of 5-on-3. And here's a power move to the front, just wide of Geisbrook. I don't know if Geisbrook got a glove on it. Here's a slapper and a laser beam that didn't find its way to Geisbrook either. UNLV doing a good job of blocking shots in front. And finally, Pearson controls for the Rebels. Pearson gets it up to Fink, but Fink couldn't control the puck as Arizona poked it back down into the Rebel end. And there's a Wildcat down on the ice. And it looks, get a number on the Wildcat who's down, see if there's going to be any penalties on that. Or if they just, yeah. It's going to be a kneeing call. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Okay, so Pearson's going in the box for UNLV. And again, opportunity after opportunity for both of these teams. And now Arizona has theirs down 2-1 as they win the faceoff. Back to the point. Pitch and catch. Two minutes for kneeing to Pearson. So Arizona has a fantastic opportunity here again. Both teams have had their chances to extend or take the lead, but neither team, just really all weekend, has not been able to do that. And UNLV, for the last 4 games, including this one, I mean, last week against Midland, all kinds of chances to take to extend that lead and failed to do that. And keep in mind, they are playing, you know, one of the better teams in the country both this week and last week. And even though Midland didn't make the final tournament cut, make no mistake that program is headed in the right direction. 3:30 to go, third period. Just over a minute to go in the power play. As we tick under a minute Puck goes back to Chiro. Chased there by Olsen. It's Olsen and Osmond. And Osmond's got the huge shot from the point. Osmond lays it off for Decker. And Osmond goes off the ice. And we're going to have another penalty. And that's in a corner where I'm not able to see. So we'll see what happens there. If this is on the Rebels, it is not good news, but my guess is it's going to be on Arizona, judging by the way the crowd reacted. And that's the case. So Decker's going in for Arizona, and that's going to negate the last 37 seconds of their power play. So we're going to skate 4-on-4 for 37 seconds. And then UNLV, with just 3 minutes and 1 second left in the game, will go on a power play. And Sachs is back on the ice, which is good news. Last time we saw Jake shot in front and a save by Chiro. Cody Williams backhander, and Chiro makes another save. As UNLV buzzing around Chiro, trying to extend this lead to 3-1. Puck goes back out to neutral ice. As we said last time we saw Sachs, he was laying prone on the ice, so good to see him back on the ice. Good stick work there by Sachs as he spilled. No call on that, and rightfully so. Here's Arizona down low. And nobody in front, so now UNLV has a power play with 1:16 to go in the game, or 1:16 to go in the power play, 2:12 to go in the game. And I would say as soon as this power play is up, you got to think about pulling the goaltender. As the puck gets down deep into Chiro. Chiro now lays it off for Olnick, and Olnick dumps it down the ice. 49 seconds to go in the power play. 1:48 is almost an exact 1 minute to go. So as soon as it gets down into the UNLV end, you definitely have to think that Coach Berman is looking at pulling Anthony Chiro as the Rebels control. 28 seconds to go in the power play, 1:27 to go, and UNLV's content on just setting up, taking their time, very methodical. The problem is if they don't succeed in moving the puck up, then they've wasted a good amount of time. I've said that a million times with the Golden Knights power play, but that's another subject for another day. Sent back down the ice. Now the penalty is over, so it's 5-on-5 for another minute. Puck is down in the UNLV end, and Chiro is still staying in his net. 50 seconds ago, Chiro's still in the net. Arizona controls, and you got to think the next time they get it in deep that Chiro's got to go to the bench at this point. 40 seconds to go. The puck down low and back of Geisberg is about as deep as it possibly can get. Arizona fighting for the puck, can't find it. Chiro's still in that net, 30 seconds to go. And if they don't pull Chiro now, and here goes Chiro to the bench. So with 22 seconds, they decide to pull Chiro, and the man advantage goes to the Wildcats for another 16 seconds, trying to tie this game up. 2-1 UNLV, and if UNLV gets one clear, it's over, and they finally do. And up ahead, an empty net, and shoots and scores! And Lawson jams it home and gives UNLV a 3-1 lead with 5.2 seconds left, and that is going to put the capper on a 2017-2018 regular season for UNLV, who is on the verge of going 21-9 on the season. And of course, their home record would go to 32-4 over the last two seasons. This is absolutely phenomenal. They lost 3 games at home this year, 1 game last year. And about dropping the puck. Puck gets thrown down in the corner, 1 second, and that's your game. Well, it's been a fantastic season for the UNLV Skating Rebels, and they're certainly not done yet. It's March 18th, they begin their quest for a national championship in Columbus, Ohio. They will face Drexel on the 8th. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate the crowd here at City National. It has been fantastic. Every single home game, and everybody should be saluted for their efforts this season, all the way from the UNLV parents that really have made this broadcast possible, to the head coach Anthony Vigneri Greener and his assistant coach Nick Raboni, and all the way down, all the way to Arturo Castro, the director of operations, Z Khan, the general manager for UNLV hockey. Everybody from day one made this happen, and so regular season is over and there's plenty of hockey left. But the first part of UNLV's job is done. Now it's time to go to Columbus, Ohio, and see what they can bring home to Vegas. So final score from City National Arena: the UNLV Skating Rebels sweep the number 16th, the 16th ranked Arizona Wildcats 5-3 yesterday, 3-1 today. And UNLV goes to 21-9 on the season. They finished 21-9. As Bozisov is going and congratulating the fans for their efforts, which is well-deserved. So final score from City National: UNLV 3, Arizona 1. I'm Dana Lane. Thank you for joining us for Skating Rebel Hockey, and we'll give you a broadcast schedule for the national tournament coming up. Well, I appreciate your time. Have a safe drive home. Thanks for listening, and we might see you from Columbus, or we might see you from next season here, but certainly one way or the other, those games from Columbus will be on the air. Appreciate your time, everybody. Have a great night. Final score from City National: UNLV 3, Arizona 1.